Morning, June 1st, and Enterprise is on the move at JFK, leaving the structure that had served as a home for the past 5 weeks. Her exit closes perhaps the most unique chapter in the history of a de-icing tent, a chapter that began with a simple phone call.
I was contacted by the Intrepid Air and Space Museum to see if our facility here at JFK could house the shuttle and the jumbo. We had to take dimensions and get dimensions from NASA to see that it would actually fit in here. It's very different from what we deal on a normal basis. It was exciting to get that call. I was delighted we could do it.
Enterprise was now about to start the final leg of a journey that will only be completed when she comes to rest on the deck of the Intrepid.
Well, we're setting up to do our first single crane lift here. This is a land-based lift we're going to do. Today we're going to attach the NASA sling to our rigging and perform a test pick on Enterprise.
But not every step in the process would go according to plan.
What is it on the other side?
I gotta go.
Well, yeah, you know, we measured center of gravity and came up with the sling lanes based on those calculations, and then it was off by about 3 feet, 4.5. So we just added a about 3.5 foot sling for, and now she's picking, seems to be picking just the way we wanted to. Crazy, you know, but we've been planning this for a long time, and we have the right crews on here. We've engineered this thing to a T. We just, you know, there's always some unknowns because it's never been done before. This will be the first time an orbiter has ever been picked with a single crane. It's been the first, you know, while it's well engineered and well thought out, there's still, you know, you're still not totally in the clear until you picked it up and know that you can do it.
June 2nd. A blustery spring day, far from perfect conditions for lifting a space shuttle into the air.
Biggest worry right now, or just everything's you know, hunky-dory?
Well, every part of it, you know. Let's get her. I'm a little bit worried about the wind right now. It seems to pick up as soon as we're ready to do anything. But not as much of a concern. We're welding pad eyes onto the barge with tag lines so we can control it a little bit better. We're not lifting it too far in the air, but you saw yesterday in these test picks that in any wind this thing moves around like a sail.
3:06 p.m. The decision was made to press forward with the hoist, even with the wind playing havoc on the crew.
Rain with no wind would be all right, but it still would be a mess up there, right?
You don't have a lot of room for air, so everything's close tolerance, and you're lifting with air rigging all about 202,000 pounds. So you don't have a lot of room for air, and you have close tolerances that you got to deal with.
But in the end, success. And Enterprise now sat on the water, waiting to leave the site that had been her home for the past month.
Yeah, went according to plan. You know, a little bit stronger winds than I would have liked, but you know, we had enough men on tag lines. You saw her, and once you get on the barge, you have cleats and shocks to tie off to, and she came in. We didn't go up too far in the air either. We're only 10 feet in the air, so it was. Hey, we're down on the barge, right? Phase 15 is done, and now we're on to the last part of the journey.